What do you feel when you hear people talk about a place hidden for years? Do you feel the urge to explore such places? Let's find out. Hidden Island, Part 1. In a quaint coastal village nestled between rolling green hills and the endless blue ocean, lived a young boy named Liam. The village was small, with only a handful of houses clustered near the shore, where the salty sea breeze mingled with the scent of blooming flowers. Every day, Liam would sit on the sandy beach, his gaze fixed on the horizon where the sun dipped into the water. The setting sun painted the sky in brilliant hues of orange and pink, and Liam would dream of distant lands beyond the ocean. Liam was different from the other children in the village. While they were content with their simple lives, playing games and helping their families, Liam's heart was restless. He yearned for adventure and was captivated by the mysteries that lay beyond the waves. His days were filled with stories of great explorers and tales of hidden treasures that he had read in old books or heard from travelers who passed through the village. His family was loving but worried about his wild dreams. His mother, a kind woman with a gentle smile, often reminded him to be practical. "There's so much to see right here, Liam. You don't need to go far to find beauty," she would say. His father, a fisherman, understood Liam's longing but hoped his son would take over the family business someday. "The sea is unpredictable," he'd warn. "It's best to stay close to home." Despite their concerns, Liam's curiosity never waned. He spent his free time exploring the rocks and tide pools along the shore, collecting shells and stones and sketching maps of imaginary lands. His most prized possession was a small, weathered notebook where he drew maps and wrote down his dreams of finding hidden places and treasures. One sunny afternoon, as Liam played near the docks, he overheard a conversation that would change his life. A group of fishermen were gathered around an old sailor who had just returned from a long voyage. The sailor was a grizzled man with a beard as white as sea foam and eyes that twinkled with secrets. The fisherman listened intently as he spun a tale of a hidden island that appeared only once every 10 years. "The island," the sailor said, his voice low and mysterious, "can only be found when the moon is full and the tide is just right. It's said to be protected by strange creatures and holds treasures beyond imagination. But beware, for many have tried to find it and never returned." Liam's heart raced as he listened. The hidden island was exactly the kind of adventure he had dreamed about. His mind was already racing with possibilities. What could this island be like? What kind of treasures did it hold? The more he listened, the more determined he became. He knew he had to see this island for himself. Liam's heart pounded with excitement as he prepared for the journey he had long dreamed of. The evening sky was painted with hues of twilight when he quietly made his way to his room, trying not to wake his parents. His small bedroom was cluttered with maps, books, and sketches, testimonies to his endless fascination with exploration. Tonight, however, it was transformed into a makeshift command center for his grand adventure. He carefully laid out his supplies on his bed. The first item he packed was a sturdy, weathered backpack that had once belonged to his father. It was a bit worn, but strong, just like Liam needed it to be. He had always admired the bag's resilience and had decided it would be the perfect companion for his journey. Liam placed inside it a small but crucial collection of supplies: dried fruits, a couple of hardtack biscuits, a canteen of water, and a small fishing line with hooks, tools he hoped would help him on his voyage. Each item had been chosen with great care, reflecting Liam's thoughtful approach to his adventure. Next, he took out the compass he had discovered in his father's old chest. It was a brass compass, slightly tarnished with age, but its needles still swung steadily towards the north. Liam admired it for a moment, its glass face reflecting the dim light from the oil lamp. He had practiced using it, ensuring he understood how to read its directions. He placed it gently into the bag, knowing it would be his guide through the vast, unpredictable ocean. Liam then unfolded the map he had drawn. It was a simple piece of parchment, but to him it was a gateway to boundless possibilities. The map depicted the coastline and the surrounding seas, with intricate notations and sketches of imaginary islands and hidden coves. He had spent countless hours on it, adding details and correcting errors. He rolled it up carefully and secured it with a piece of string before placing it in his backpack. As he packed, Liam felt a mixture of nervousness and exhilaration. This was no ordinary trip. It was a journey into the unknown. He paused for a moment, looking around his room. The familiar surroundings, his small desk cluttered with books, the wooden chest at the foot of his bed, and the faded curtains, seemed to fade as his mind focused on the adventure ahead. It was a poignant moment of departure, one filled with both excitement for the future and a touch of sadness at leaving behind the comfort of home. His mother's voice echoed in his mind, reminding him to be careful. She had always worried about him, and tonight her concerns were especially vivid in his thoughts. But Liam's resolve was unshakable. He had made up his mind and was determined to follow his dreams, no matter how daunting they seemed. He knew he would have to face the unknown alone, but he also knew that this journey was something he had to undertake. Once everything was packed, Liam took a deep breath and turned his attention to the final details. He checked the weather, noting the clear skies and the bright full moon that would guide him on his way. He knew the full moon was crucial for finding the hidden island, as the old sailor had described. It was reassuring to see it shining so brightly, casting a silvery light across the village. He tiptoed to the kitchen to grab a few more essentials, an extra blanket for warmth and a small lantern for light. As he prepared to leave, he glanced at the clock. The hour was approaching midnight, and he knew he had to be stealthy. His parents would be asleep by now, and he didn't want to worry them with his departure. With one last look around his room, he headed toward the door. The night air was cool and crisp as Liam stepped outside. The village was shrouded in a quiet stillness, with only the distant sound of waves lapping against the shore. The moonlight bathed the village in a gentle glow, illuminating the path to the docks. Liam's heart raced with anticipation. He walked with purpose, his footsteps soft on the gravel path. When he reached the docks, he found the small boat he had chosen for the journey. It was an old but sturdy vessel, just large enough to hold him and his supplies. He had made sure it was seaworthy, checking it for leaks and ensuring that it was equipped with a small sail and rudder. He carefully loaded his backpack and other items onto the boat, making sure everything was secure. With everything in place, Liam took a deep breath and untied the boat from the dock. The gentle rocking of the boat felt reassuring, and he could feel the excitement bubbling up inside him. He pushed off from the dock and set sail into the night, guided by the light of the full moon. As the boat glided away from the shore, Liam looked back at the village, now a distant silhouette against the moonlit sky. He felt a pang of nostalgia, but quickly brushed it aside, focusing on the adventure that lay ahead. The sea stretched out before him, vast and open, and he knew that this journey was the beginning of something extraordinary. Liam adjusted the sail and settled into his seat, feeling the cool breeze against his face. The stars above twinkled like 1,000 tiny beacons, and the full moon cast a silvery path across the water. With a sense of determination and excitement, Liam set his course toward the unknown, ready to uncover the secrets of the hidden island and embrace whatever adventures awaited him. Liam's small boat bobbed gently on the waves as he set out into the open sea. The night was clear, and the full moon cast a silver path across the water, guiding his way. The cool breeze filled the sail, propelling the boat forward with a steady rhythm. Liam's excitement was palpable, but so was his apprehension. This was the beginning of an adventure he had long dreamed of, and now that it was actually happening, the reality was both thrilling and daunting. As the boat moved away from the familiar shores of his village, the landscape behind him gradually faded into the distance. The peaceful rhythm of the ocean was a stark contrast to the bustling life of the village he had left behind. Liam adjusted the sail, making sure it caught the wind just right, and checked his compass to ensure he was heading in the correct direction. The compass needle swung steadily north, reassuring him that he was on the right course. The hours passed slowly, each minute stretching into what felt like an eternity. Liam tried to keep himself occupied by adjusting the sail, checking the map, and occasionally taking out a piece of dried fruit to nibble on. He found it difficult to keep track of time, as the vastness of the ocean made everything seem endless. The sky above was a canopy of stars, their twinkling light providing a sense of companionship in the solitude of the sea. The calmness of the night was interrupted by the occasional splash of water against the boat. Liam would glance over the edge, peering into the dark depths below, trying to catch a glimpse of anything unusual. He saw nothing but the shadows of the waves and the occasional flicker of bioluminescent creatures beneath the surface. These brief glimpses of light in the darkness only heightened his sense of wonder and anticipation. Despite the serene appearance of the sea, Liam was keenly aware of the potential dangers that lurked in the vast expanse. He kept a watchful eye on the water, his senses heightened for any signs of trouble. The tales of treacherous waters and unpredictable storms that he had heard from the old sailor echoed in his mind, making him cautious and alert. As the night wore on, Liam began to feel the weight of exhaustion. His eyes grew heavy, and he struggled to stay awake. He took a few moments to rest, leaning back against the wooden seat of the boat. The gentle rocking of the boat and the soothing sound of the waves made it difficult to stay alert. However, he knew he had to keep going. The hidden island was out there, and he couldn't afford to let his guard down. Just when he began to feel the tug of sleep pulling him under, he noticed something unusual on the Part 1 ends here. What unusual thing could it be? Is that unusual thing a test done to him by the hidden island? To find out, click the video here or follow the link in the description.